Okay, so we are recording now, and thank you again for joining our Teams session. And today's session is about how to integrate Microsoft Teams with SharePoint and OneDrive. Uh, so first of all, we have a couple polls in our chat. Please ignore the first one, but please submit your votes for the second and third poll that you will find on the chat. If you don't see it, just scroll up on your chat and you will see it. And just to show you how to find that, just click on the chat here. Uh, so that will open the window on the side. And then if you scroll up, you will find those polls that I just mentioned. And the first one is how energized are you feeling today? Of course, one being low energy, five very energized. So let's see. Well, we have 33% of the people who has voted in kind of low energy today. We have couple with a lot of energy and another with good energy. So hopefully all of you try to move to the next one, to the file level. And the next question that we have here is what is your level of Microsoft Teams knowledge? Um, wow, let me see. Well, beginners, we have you one beginner, some intermediate, and none of the advanced ones. Okay. So just to check what is the level of knowledge of our group, today's session is not for beginners, and we have more sessions for beginners. However, we're gonna try to cover any gaps that we may have here. We're gonna focus on how to integrate Teams with OneDrive and SharePoint, which is a question that is very often asked. Main reason because people may like to use the documents, share libraries, share documents with others, and that's the main reason. So let's start. First of all, some housekeeping announcements. Please do not forget to mute yourself and turn the camera off. If you are not presenting, that will probably improve the performance of the presentation. Use the chat. I'm gonna try to be checking I'm gonna try to check the chat as often as I can. But please forgive me if by any reason I'm not responding on the chat. Raise your hand or talk to me. Please start interacting with me. This session, again, it depends on how often you interact with us. Then, of course, raise your hand. This meeting is for you. If you don't ask questions, then it will kind of be boring. Uh, this session is recorded, so you will find the recording on Microsoft Stream and also on the Teams uh, channel for PWS General Channel. Now let me start. Uh, we're gonna cover how to get into OneDrive. Most of us should be able to do, and uh, what is the relation with Teams and how I do create shared libraries and how to put shared libraries on Teams and upload documents, which are then is what we want to do today. Uh, Now, into SharePoint, OneDrive. Now it's very easy to just go to the HEC website and then click on My Portal, Intranet, and, and then the app launcher, and then you will find OneDrive. Uh, of course, uh, the idea of using OneDrive in most of the cases is to just have a library of your documents on the cloud, where you don't use the space of your computer and you can access your documents anytime, anywhere, 24/7. You just need a internet connection and then you will be able to access your documents regardless of where you are located. But of course, sometimes you want to share those documents with other people. When you like to share those documents in one-to-one basis or one to few people, OneDrive may be the best solution. But sometimes you want to share those documents with a larger group. In those cases, then you probably will use SharePoint instead of OneDrive, which is the ideal. But also, we have found that we can use something that you will find in OneDrive that is called Share Library to share a library of documents with a group. And that way you can create as well a team on your Microsoft Team environment, and from there have access to that library. Sometimes people ask me if that is the only way to share documents from OneDrive to Teams, and the answer is not. We have other couple options, and one is through the chat, through a conversation, and we can create links in there, or then creating wiki apps or wiki uh, pages on your Microsoft Teams environment, and we will try to see if we have enough time to cover those options as well. Uh, but absolutely the best way to share OneDrive documents into Teams should, or I will suggest, will be using the share libraries, which is what we're going to cover today. Uh, Now, when you share documents through a chat or through wiki apps, then they are linked to your OneDrive. And then people usually ask me for this next question: and what happens if I have those documents on my computer or my laptop, and then I change the document on my laptop will be synchronized with my OneDrive, or and then will be synchronized with my Teams or my SharePoint? And the answer is depends. If you have all your documents synchronized with your OneDrive, then the answer will be yes. But I know many people is not synchronizing all the documents with OneDrive on your devices. So be aware, if the documents are not synchronized, then you may not have the same document at the same time. And that's why sometimes we suggest to use the OneDrive document to share documents with Teams or share or SharePoint, so that way everybody has the latest document. Now, how to create a shared library. And of course, we're going to try to do all this hands-on. So even that you will have access to this PowerPoint presentation and also the recording of this meeting, let me move to our environment. So that way you see everything on, on live. And you know what? Let me start from scratch. Let me go to hccfl.edu, which is our website. From here, I will go to my HCC. So I'm refreshing mine on how to get into the SharePoint or intranet. And from here, I will go to faculty and staff intranet. Once I click in there, then the Office 365 or Microsoft 365 or the SharePoint environment will open. Once I'm here, on the left side, I will click on the app launcher, which is the 9 dots in there. Some people call it like the waffle. Is the top left corner of your screen, the 9 dots. You click in there, and then you have all the applications, OneDrive, Teams, all of them. And if you don't find any of the applications that you're looking for, then you click on all apps here at the bottom, and then that will open the rest of the apps. But again, we just looking for a OneDrive, so click on OneDrive. That opens you OneDrive. And of course, the OneDrive looks different for each one of us because it's something personal. It's a cloud-based personal space. In here, on the left side navigation bar or side, you will find something at the bottom called Create a Shared Library. So you just click on Share, Create a Shared Library. Once you click on it, a new window will open. You just put the name of the shared library that you may think is appropriate. In our case, I'm gonna call it class July 14. That way we will have it easy for us. And then, of course, you have to enter the names of the emails of the members. But also, if you click on advanced settings here at the bottom, you will notice that we have more options. When we create a shared library, the system automatically creates an email address. So people can send uh, emails to this email address, and that will be connected to our shared library and in the future to our teams uh, once we connect the shared library to a team. Now, this shared library can be private or can be public. So I can make anybody in my organization to have access to this library or make it private. Sometimes you just create this shared library for a particular group of people. So I just gonna leave it as a private. Of course, I select the language. Usually the default should be English. And then I can just create. Now, please notice, because this is private, then I have to add the members of this library. So let's create the class for, July 14 shared library. Okay. It takes a couple minutes, couple seconds. Now we have our class July 14 library in here, or shared library, I should say. I want you to notice a few things in here. While you are in the OneDrive environment, you have one option to add documents or files into this library. The first one is if you click on the plus new uh, tab located at the top left side, then you will have the option of a drop down menu where you can select between folders, Word documents, Excels, PowerPoint. So you can create things on the fly, or also you can create um, also you can here upload documents or files if you click on the next tab. But also, before we move forward, I want you to notice that here you have something very important. Add a shortcut to my files. What that will do, it will add a folder into my files. So then for you, it will be easier to find what are documents you put in this shared library. If you do not do that, then you will have to jump through a couple hoops to get in there. And I won't add the shortcut to my files so you can see how to make it happen. Of course, again, when you do it, I'm sorry, hold on. Please forgive me for that. When you create your share library, please don't forget to add the shortcut to my files. We won't do it so you learn how to find them in case you forget. And then the last thing that I like you to notice here, other than the other options that you have, is to the go side on the right side at the top. Uh, that go side basically will take you to the new SharePoint site that will be created once you create a share library. And let me step back a little bit. When you create a shared library, the system create a SharePoint site for this shared library. And of course, if you add the members when you create the shared library, those members will be added to that share site or SharePoint site, I'm sorry. And then when you add that shared library to teams, those members will be part of that team as well. And it will be a private team. So all work together. And the idea is that, again, we go to teams and create environments that are all interconnected, easy access to everybody in one place. So that's the main idea. Now, let's create a new folder here, just training purposes. We're going to create a July 14 folder. Test, I would say test. Then create a folder. Now I have that folder. Let me hide this in here. I'm gonna create a Word document. I'm gonna say in that Word document, I'm gonna say this is test for July 4th test. And then, as you know, in OneDrive, everything is auto-saved, so it has been saved. But if I want to change the name, then I can click on the drop arrow at the top and change that name. I'm gonna put July 14 Word test. And click on it. So now my name is different. I can close that Word document. Once I close that, you will notice now it is on my July 14 documents. I have my folder that I created. I have a Word document. If I want to go inside that folder, just double click on that folder. You see the breadcrumbs here that show you where it is. And then inside there, I can create more things, like, for example, an Excel document. In this case, I'm going to create an Excel document that says 1, 2, 3, and then I have a 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to type here, this is this, and so forth. Now, nobody can collaborate with me on this Excel or Word document because so far I don't have anybody on this team or in this shared library. But I want to have that. Let me close this. Now we have our book, which is the default name for our Excel document. Of course, we have the documents, which are the folder that we just created with that Excel inside and the Word document outside. Now, at this point, let's imagine I just created those documents. I'm trying to create my shared library, but I have to do something else. So I go outside of my office and come back next day, turn my computer on again, and I launch into my files. And then what happened? I forgot to create the shortcut. So what will happen? In my files, I don't find any documents called July 14, class July 14. Where are them? Oh my, I forgot them. So I'm in trouble. I don't know where to find them. But don't worry, keep in mind, in SharePoint, everything is searchable. So I can do a search for that, and I can look for the, let's say I don't remember the full name, but I remember it was July 14. And I do search and see, show me all the files that I could find. Oh, here it is, my July 14 test. So I click on it, it opens, but now, see, I have my documents in here. And wow, yeah, I can invite team members, I can do so many things. Now, notice that once I did that in my OneDrive, what I selected was a folder that I was located in a SharePoint site. Yes, I have two questions here. Forgive me, please unmute yourself and call my attention if by any reason I get distracted. Rose, you have a question first. I don't hear you, Rose. You're
No, I
muted.
don't.
Oh, okay, you have your hand up. What
Oh,
about you, Bruce?
sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes, two quick questions. I know that in Teams, once you create things, it's usually an ordeal or it's impossible to delete them. If we create a shared folder on a project and the project ends and we want to stop sharing and just archive, can we delete the shared folder or can we delete the files and or folders that were
Yes.
created underneath it?
Yes, you can delete them on OneDrive. And
Okay.
keep in mind, they're going to be there on your recycle bin for 90 days.
All right.
So the
Is that
system
with the
keeps trying
three?
to help you with that. But yeah,
Is that in the three dots?
to delete them,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Here, if you click on that, well, if you select it, then you can delete it.
All right.
And I'm gonna show you in a minute how to delete it, because here is this is just the search result. So from here I cannot delete it,
I
but I
got you.
will show you on my files.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Great question. Any other questions? No? Okay, let me continue. So notice that when I selected this July 14 test folder, I selected an item that is in SharePoint. So when I click on it, it opens a new tab, opening SharePoint, my class July 14 uh, site that it was created when I created that shared library. And from here again, I can see the folders and documents that I have in there. And at that moment, the SharePoint tells me, well, do you want to add members in here? It looks like this is a private, but you don't have members, and so many other options that SharePoint offers to me. System is kind of smart and trying to help me. So you know what? Let me take this opportunity and add members. So I'm gonna click on add members, and I'm gonna add members in here, and I'm gonna use Bruce and see if I can add him. I just start typing, and Rose, I'm gonna add Rose in here, and then I'm gonna add this, and let me add Linda. Hey, Linda, long time no seeing you. Thank you for joining. Thelma.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. And let me add Michelle here. Thank you, Michelle, for joining us. Michelle comes to our meetings once in a while. Thank you. And this is Michelle Martinez. Where is it? Martinez, 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 Martinez. I guess I'm going to check for Martinez then. Martinez, Michelle. Now I see you. And let me, hey, Diane. And Roxana. Shirley. Thank you, Shirley, for joining us. And Irene, I see Irene. Irene is one very good Teams user. If you have questions, ask Irene. She knows a lot. Right, Irene? And let me see who else I have here. I have Karen. Thank you, Karen, for being here. Okay, so I'm gonna save. I have all those new members. I'm gonna save them. I'm gonna X out here, and I'm gonna continue with my training. So getting back. Now I found the my library, my SharePoint site. Good. Now I know where it is. But at this point, if I click on the three dots, then I can add the shortcut to my OneDrive. So that will be one first way to do it. Now, other way to do it, if I go to my OneDrive and go and click on recent, then probably I will find, well, that book that you like Word document. So if I click on it, similar thing will happen. It will open the document, but here, how I find out where is my shared library? I can click on the name, and then I can see the breadcrumb here. So if I go in the location and click on class July 14, guess what? That will open my site as well. And again, from here, I can click on not following. So I start following, or I can go to my documents. Once I'm on my documents, then I can click on add a shortcut OneDrive. See, this side page is the same one as this one. And be aware that once we click on the document, we were on the home page. So don't get confused with that. Now, if you are in your SharePoint home, you won't find that class July 2014, even if you see all of them. Why? Because you are not following it. So it's not easy to find. So the best way to get into it is go to home and start following. So that will be easy for you to find the SharePoint shared library site that you just created called class July 2014 or class July 14, I'm sorry. Uh, but also, don't forget to go to your documents and from there, click on add a shortcut to your OneDrive. If I click on that, look what happened. Now I'm gonna go to my OneDrive. I'm gonna go to my files, and we still not having that yet. It takes couple seconds, couple minutes. Nowhere. It's older. Yep, here it is. Documents class July 24, July 14. That's the way you can get back to your uh, library in your OneDrive. And from here, you can add more documents, access them, modify them, or do whatever is needed. But of course, the idea is not to have to come to OneDrive, but go to Teams where you have your meetings, where you have your calendar, where you have your email and everything, and your chats and your phone calls with everybody. So what step are we missing here? Well, we don't have the team on Teams yet. So we have to create that. Now, when you are on SharePoint, in here, once you are in your team, let me close this tab. You will notice something here at the bottom. It will say add Microsoft Teams to collaborate in real time and share resources across Microsoft 360 with your team. That sounds like a good idea. What happens if I click on this? That will create a team on Microsoft Teams. Let me show you what I have on Microsoft Teams in my environment of Microsoft Teams. Keep in mind, Microsoft Teams opens many windows, right? So one of my windows is this window where I have the meeting, similar kind of Zoom that it has different windows. So this is my current meeting. And then also you have the window that you are seeing where I'm sharing the documents or the PowerPoint or the browser. And also I have my Microsoft environment, which is I'm moving from a different window, right? I have three screens here, so I can drag and move. And my Microsoft Teams have activities, chat, teams, right? And you are probably are familiar with those. And when I click on Teams, I don't have my class July 14th. Why? Because I have not created that class yet. So what can I do? Two ways to create that team site. The first one is you just can click at the bottom, join or create a team. Uh, Here at the bottom, once you select that option, click again, create a team. Uh, I could join a team here if that team is a public, but if not, then I have to go and create a team. And here I select staff, which probably is the most generic in our case. Uh, I can create a team. So let's say this team is called July 14. I will not call it class July 14 because I want you to have a difference between the share library that we created and the team name. A description, of course, always a good uh, to have a description here for the people to be able to understand what's going on, what kind of team is this, and what is this about. I want to keep it public as well, or make it public for anybody at the institution. That just depends on you. And I see here a couple comments on my chat. I have a question from Shirley. How did the members tab come up? Please show that again. We'll do it in a minute. And let me get out of here. So in here, well, while I'm on my Teams environment, I have two options at the bottom. Create a team using an existing team as a template, or create a team using a group set up by you or Hillsborough Community College. I have to select the second option. Once I click on that, a new screen will open. In here, of course, I will select class July 14 because I want to create a team to use my shared library. And then I click on choose group. That's one way, but keep in mind, in most of the systems, now we have different ways to do the same thing. So I'm gonna cancel this option and I'm gonna show you how to do it from SharePoint. Just imagine we still on the previous step on SharePoint. And in here, I'm gonna show you, before I continue to answer Shirley's question, how the add member times come up. It just came up automatically as one of the suggestions of SharePoint. When I open in my files, the class July 14 folder, it just opened. I guess I'm gonna try to reproduce that. Oops. Let me see if I can.
Click on the click on the persons up here.
I'm sorry, what was that? Okay. So if I go here and try to open that class July 14 site, oh, I forced that. No, it's not coming up. It's a pop-up that comes the first time you open the site. Um, so it's kind of automatic when you open the first time your site. It gave me the option, but I'm gonna show you how to add the members. In here, actually, if you see the 12 members, if you click on it, you can add more members. And also you can add them from Teams. Okay, did I answer that question kind of some way, somehow, Shirley? Yeah, I hope I did. If not, let me know. So let me close that tab again. Please forgive me for the scratching my throat that I'm coming out of a cold and give me trouble, especially when I have a class. So second option to create your team. Here on the SharePoint environment again, once you have not in home, but in your documents of your class July 14 SharePoint site, at the bottom, at the bottom, you will find the add real-time chat. You will find the add Microsoft Teams. If I click on that, look what happened. Add Microsoft Teams is telling me that it will create a team with chat where I can have all the features of Teams. If I do click on continue, then it will give me some recommendations. Like recommended to add those folders on that SharePoint home site. And also I have the options to add just the home page on my team side and a list if I have a list and the documents library. So I will go for the recommended, which is including all the previous, all those options. And click on add teams. And now it's creating your team. If you notice here, it's creating my team. Let's see what happened. Takes a couple seconds. I don't see anything else here on my side, but hold on. Okay, see the button option now disappear. I don't have the option of creating that, but also added a general folder. Why? Anybody has that answer? No, I'm gonna tell you why. Because in Teams, every time you create a team, you have a general channel as a default. So it kind of creates that general folder because it kind of look like it wants to put every folder on that general folder as well. So let me see what happened now on my Teams environment. I go to Teams, I'm on my Teams and I start checking. Oh, and now it comes up. Class July 14. Now we have our team in here. If I click on it, I go to my general channel, and then up to now, I have nothing in there. But let me see but I have in files at the top. Nothing yet. Yeah, it's coming up. Oh, where are my files? I don't find them. No, don't worry about it. Keep in mind, as I mentioned, it created a general folder. But if I go or move one step back to documents, then I will find my documents in there. The documents that I was sharing on my OneDrive site through my shared library. So that's basically what I want to do, and that's the main piece of our today's training. It's clear so far. I know it's kind of several steps. I tried to show you all the options, so I move back and forth. But that's basically what I want to show you. Well, now see, Ross is already talking here. Rose, you are at advance. And let me see. You know what? I want to see if it moves all my members. How I check that on Teams? I go to the three dots and I then click on Manage Team and see what members do I have. Oh no, I do not have members in here. So it looks like it's not moving all the members. I will have to add the members on Teams. Please forgive me for what I said before. I thought it will move all the members, but it looks like it is not moving all the members. I will have to add those members here on my team. How I add those members? Of course, here on add members. I can start typing them, and if I do not move those members, then I don't know if they will be able to participate. It looks like oh, you know what? Maybe this side is a public side in here. Do you have any question, Linda?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. Probably your microphone is open. Okay. Manage team. Yeah, it looks like it is a public team at this moment. No, it's private. So Ross, do you mind to share with us how you were able to participate and post something on this team?
It popped up.
It popped up. I think maybe others. It popped up for others as well. I don't know if you
Okay.
can ask the question to others. Did it pop up?
It popped up for Linda Edwards.
Okay, on your Outlook or where it pops up?
This is a message.
In my
Through
Teams?
your Teams.
Yes.
Okay,
Because
awesome.
I had a
Awesome.
second
So
window open.
okay, wonderful. So it is moving the members.
Yeah, and
So,
there are actually 14 members in the group.
okay, I don't know why I'm not seeing them in here. For some reason, probably my side is kind of taking longer.
No, let me correct myself. No, it says July 14th. I apologize.
So your team is called July 14th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you notice, if you see my screen, I don't have any members here for whatever reason,
But
but
it is
it looks like
private though. Maybe if you try making it public, maybe that will help. I don't know.
no. We want to keep it private, but for some
Okay.
reason you are seeing the members and I don't see them.
Yeah, I can see.
Probably I have to refresh my site. Let me move to a different one. Let me go to general here. Let me go back to my team. Okay, let's see. Manage team. Yeah. Now we have few members in here. Probably it looks like what? Oh, this is June. Sorry, July. Manage team. Well, I guess I have to close my environment and reopen again. For some reason, it's not letting me see the members. But I'm glad you see them. So it is moving the members once I add the members on SharePoint. But if by any reason you don't add the members in there, be aware in here on the three dots, then you can manage the team or add members and through manager team, then members, you will be able to add members as well. Now, the last thing that I want you to, before we continue, to do is let's try to see if you can work on the document at the same time. So if you don't mind, Rose, Diane, Bruce, anybody, Linda, please help me. All of the members, Shirley, or Karen, please try to type something on the Word document. Go to your team that should be at the bottom called Class July 14. Go and click on the General channel. Go to your files, right? Go to Documents and click on the Word document test. And once it opens, please type something on it. I want to see if you can see everybody collaborating at the same time. See, if you notice here now, I have Diane typing here. Hey, Diane, thank you. Thank you for helping me. See, so you can see collaboration, live collaboration. You can see others working on the same document. Beauty of that, you can collaborate with others simultaneously. And then this document will be updated, will be the latest version, regardless of who is collaborating. Of course, you have to kind of establish some rules in your team here and ask them to please do not forget others, or please respect, or yes, you can delete others and you keep just the latest. You define your rules for your documents in which you are collaborating. So just be careful. Just a matter of getting together and deciding what you're gonna do. Uh, any questions? So far, so good. So useful. So far, what we have covered is how to create a shared library from OneDrive. We noticed that created a SharePoint site. We learned how to find that SharePoint site and that shared library. If by any reason we forgot to create the, the shortcut into OneDrive, we have noticed we can collaborate. We noticed how to add teams. And that's basically what we want to cover today on this session. I guess we successfully completed the main part of this session. Is 12:43. We have a couple more topics that we want to cover. But before we move forward, anybody have any questions so far? Do you like it? Do you think it's useful? Please unmute your microphones and let me know.
I think
Anybody?
it's
No,
very
I
useful.
don't like it. I guess I have to play with it a little more, but
I
Yes.
have a slight issue. I was able to edit the document when I searched for it in SharePoint. But now that I'm in Teams and I just wrote a note in the general conversation, so there's Loretta out there and me,
mhm,
and I said, well, I wrote it quick, but no able to get, I meant not
mhm.
able to get the document from Teams. I can't find it anywhere. It's not
On
in
Teams?
files. It's
Okay.
not in, it says drag files here. It's not in posts.
Look, if you go to class July 14, then click on General Channel.
Last July 14, I'm there.
Yeah. Then General Channel, click on
And
General.
general, right? Okay, I'm in general.
Then go to Files.
Not there.
And in
I know,
here,
it's odd.
remember, you have to go to Documents.
Nothing showing up at all. Just name modified, modified by the headings in general. It's
What if you
interesting.
click on Documents?
Say again.
Can you see my screen?
I see your screen.
When you click on Journal here and go to Files,
Uh-huh.
the default will be Documents, then Journal.
Uh-huh.
At that point, click on Documents.
Okay, so you got to move back. There they are.
Yeah.
All
And,
right,
and the
so the
main reason is
default is
because,
general. You have to back up a step.
yes, you have to back on a step because by default, it creates a general folder and kind of
Okay,
start
so
there.
BJK is in the house.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? No questions? Okay. So
Thank
let
you.
me no, you're very welcome. Let me move my team's environment out of here. Let me see what else I have on my PowerPoint. Okay, so we check this. Check this. The other way around. Then the following on SharePoint, how to create the shortcut, the teams, library, how to create the teams from teams, and then how to find my files. And that's exactly the question that you were having. Uh, Bruce, in here, just step back on documents. And then adding the shared library on Teams. We did that. Oh, let me cover that. No, that's something we haven't done. So let me do that for you guys. Imagine that you have a shared library with a different group or for a different project, but then you want to share that shared library, not only this one. So let's imagine I had the similar experience with the April people, April class. And in here, in my July 14, I want to add that shared library that I created in the past. Let me see if I can do that. How I do that? Once you are in the on the class July 14 general channel, you will see a plus sign at the top. So click on the plus sign. And in here, if you don't see SharePoint, that in our case is here, just type SharePoint. Once it pop up, just select SharePoint. And when it opens, it will ask you what kind of content you want to share. And it, of course, usually give you some suggestions, recommendation, pages, lists, documents, and based on your activity, you will select any SharePoint site. And in here, you will paste a SharePoint page, which means I cannot paste a link to a OneDrive document. And let me show you that. If I come to my OneDrive and say, you know what? In my files, I have my where to order my class July 14 share library. If I click on it, this is my library. So then I can copy and paste this URL. See, I just highlight the URL, right click, copy, and I come to my Teams. And when I click on it, it's not allowing me to paste. Actually, let me test something before I continue. If it with my mouse is not giving me the option to paste when I right click. So then I use Control V or Command V for Apple users, and it pastes the URL. But it's telling me this is not a SharePoint link because I pulled this one from OneDrive. So then, I have to copy that shared library, not from OneDrive, but from my SharePoint site. So I go to my class July 14 and make sure you are not in home, you are in documents, right? Now, I don't want to copy this one because we already have this one. I want to see if I have another shared drive, other shared library. And I told you I use one from my April class, which is this one. If I go to those documents, that's a shared library that I created back in April. then I have all those documents in there. Now, if you go to your OneDrive, if you don't remember the name of the site, then you see your My Files and see the shared libraries, which they have kind of a little link on top of a folder icon. And I see these other ones. Let's imagine this one, testing shared library 1. And then I'm gonna try to find those documents that I guess are the April one. Okay. Or any other shared library. Let me see if I can find that one. The test. Oh, so many tests. Testing shared library. Oops, I don't remember which one was that one. So how I will find that library? I open in any of those documents. And again, anybody wants to refresh my mind how to find that library? Click on the name.
Can you search?
You can search, but no, what happened is I don't remember what was the name of the library. So then I just go to any of the documents, click on the name of the library, and then see the name of the library is here on the location, testing shared library. That's the name of the library that I was trying to share. That's in case I don't remember, but I remember that is this library what I want to share. Once I'm testing in that share site, I have to go to the documents. Make sure you are in documents. And once it opens, then this URL that is on the SharePoint side is what I want to copy. Make sure you are in documents. You are in SharePoint. Remember, in OneDrive, we were not able to copy and paste. Let's try this one. Copy. I move this out of here. Now I go back to my SharePoint site, paste the link. Again, the mouse is not working. Then I have to use the Control V or Control or Command V to paste the URL. Just keep that in mind. Mouse will not work. Just keep that in mind. And once I do that, I can post the channel about the new tab or not. Let's keep it and click on save. Now we have that new library in here. Of course, I want to change that name because I don't want you to get confused with these files documents that we have from our originally July 14 library. I want to change this, which is the new share library that I have here, right? Share library 18, 19, test 333, test, blah, blah, blah. Same documents here. I want to click on the drop down and rename. I'm going to put this as other share library, just to differentiate and save. And please notice the tab changed the name. Now you don't get confused. That's the way you can create another tab to share a different shared library on the same team that you have created. Any questions so far? No? Okay. Okay, it is a 12:55. I guess we are running out of time. So that's what we just covered in there. And of course, we rename and how to upload files. We already covered that is through the SharePoint side or through OneDrive or through Teams. You can do all that. And of course, how else to share documents in SharePoint through chat. Again, that's very easy. Any chat that you have, like the one that we're having here in our uh, general channel, you just start typing a new conversation or respond, and you can uh, type anything, and this is a link to my document uh, at etc. And what happened is document. You can create hyperlinks. You highlight this and then click on the hyperlink. Oh, I don't see it here where I find it. So then to find it, or it may be here on the three dots, it's not, or you can click on the A symbol to open the format. And in here, I should find the hyperlink option. Link. And then in here, I will go to my OneDrive, uh, any document that I may like to. I don't know what it's. We'll go to my class. I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna select the link. Copy link. I go back to my Teams and add a link in there. Insert. And that's the way you can share documents from OneDrive again. But keep in mind, this may not be the latest updated version of my document if it is not linked into my SharePoint site. And then if I don't have the right rights for the people, then people may not be able to edit. So keep in mind all those differences that you have to change all those settings that you don't have to do if you have a shared drive library. So that's the other way to share documents on OneDrive. And that's basically what we want to cover is 1258. Before, well, last one is to create a wiki app. And here are the instructions. Basically, you go to your Teams environment, again, plus sign, and then you click on wiki. Here you have the wiki app. Nope, this is not the one. Oops, what I did. Oh, they changed the icon, I guess. Yeah, probably they changed the icon. Please forgive me for that. So plus, wiki, then click on wiki, add the name, um, wiki. I'm gonna keep that one test, and then save, and setting up your wiki page in here. Then you can add the page name, and then you can add as many sections as you may like, and you can create hyperlinks on those. And then the content, and then you can add again hyperlinks to your documents to any of those contents. That's the way you can do it through wiki pages as well. And again, we'll open same way as we did it before. Oops, open. Add more sections. For some reason, it's not adding my links, but that's basically the way it works. Oops. Copy link. Insert a link. It looks like it's creating the link right away since I have it on my clipboard. Any questions so far? I guess that's all we have for today. Again, you will find the PowerPoint on the general channel on PWS site, and the video is this session is being recorded. You will find it on the stream and also on the general channel as well on the team site. Thank you very much for being here. If you have any questions, I'm going to stay a couple more minutes for the people who wants to stay here. But if not, hope to see you soon in our next session of Teams or any other training that we may have for you. And enjoy the rest of the day of the week as well. I'm going to stop the recording now. And again, if you want to stay, I'm going to stay here for a couple more minutes for your questions.
Ivan.
Yes.